Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, and normally I am mobile at Mark Anthony's, but we're actually going to talk about the topic today is actually going to have to do with why I am home. And it all has to do with showing up in life. We have to show up when people are depending upon us, especially when you are your own boss. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a mother, you're a father, and your kids need you, no matter how you're feeling, you got to show up in life. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to take you back 24 hours to how things were at about 5 o'clock last night. We'll discuss that this morning, but I want to welcome you in to the Real Monica Adams Show. This is real. Threw a hat on. I did throw a little makeup on for you, tried to show up as much as I possibly could. Also because I know my value and I want you to know yours. And I want to thank Ann Donnelly for making this sweatshirt for me. Such a sweetheart. Yes, that's my mantra. That's what I started with back in January. Actually, I've started with it many, many, many years ago, but literally put the mantra out there to the world because we all need to know that. So, good morning to all of you that are signing on. If you're new to the show, welcome aboard. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. And I do want to let you know that we are on two of my Facebook pages. My Monica Adams business page with, you can tell everybody it's at Monica Adams TV. And then my personal page for all of you that have been friends with me for many, many years, family and friends, on my Monica Adams Quentin page. So that alone gives us 26,000 people that we can be reaching. But doesn't stop there, because all of you do exactly what we ask, which is this: to please share, like, and follow our live stream. And then that is how we reach the entire world. We've had people that have watched us from Africa, from Italy. I mean, we're getting worlds away, not just in the United States, not just here in St. Louis. You know, when we started, we had a dream and we started in St. Louis and right across the river in Southern Illinois, where I've always reached when I was in TV and radio. And then I thought, no, this message of hope and possibility, the positivity in life that we're looking for, I want it to go all around the world. And that's what we're doing here, not just today, but every single day, Monday through Friday. We have a little fun together. We educate you. We tug on the heartstrings. We feature some incredible people. All of that because we need this as a nation, with all the horrible things that we hear and we see on TV, in the news, and we listen to it in the news. This is how we try to switch things around with you. So I want to say good morning to you. I want to welcome you aboard, and I want to thank Invita Health and Wellness, our title sponsor from day one. If you haven't been there and you haven't had your labs done, I want you to go check them out, because they can take care of you on the inside and the out. There are people who will go there and have cosmetic work. It's a medical spa, but it's far beyond that. They do ketamine treatments for those of you that suffer with depression or trauma, horrible pain. I've had people just recently tell me that they've gone to them and they said, Monica, I've been hearing about these ketamine treatments and boy, has my life changed. So yes, if you are thinking of that, I don't want you to go anywhere else, because Dr. Sarah Franco is a specialist. She was in anesthesiology for many, many years in the ER. And then she had a dream, just like we did. And she opened up Invita Health and Wellness. So thank you to our title sponsor. You'll be hearing from several of our sponsors. And do you know what today is? It's Wednesday. You could say it's hump day. You could say it's wind down Wednesday. We call it Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And today I'm excited to say that my big brother, Brian, who's helping out Tina, by the way. If you see Tina Fries Adams in the post, that's because she's helping out. And we want to wish Michelle the absolute best as she is off to Malta. I never even heard of Malta before she said she was going there, but she and her mother's friends all going to Malta for the next couple of weeks. I'm super excited for her to bring back and tell us all the exciting things that she got a chance to see. So while she's gone, instead of her moderating, Tina's moderating. Brian's helping out, my big brother. Thank you so much, my beautiful sister-in-law. It means the world to me. They believe in me, just like each and every one of you, and they want to help out. So she'll drop in different links and things that I talk about, as well as all the events and things that we want you to come to, which we will be talking about coming up here shortly. The topic of the day, though, has to do with showing up in life when you're not feeling like it. You just want to sit there, and I can tell you right now, see this couch right there? That's what I was on, but I knew I had to muster up. I knew that no one else was going to come to you and do this show. I wasn't feeling my best. In fact, I'm just going to be real and throw it out there. That's what happened. Let's just say it that way. Okay. That's what happened to me last night. I think I had food poisoning. I don't think it's a stomach bug because I didn't get a fever. I don't know. I know some people saying there's different things going on. There's a respiratory thing that's going on. People are getting the flu, COVID, et cetera, colds. I truly believe mine was food poisoning. I had eaten a soup that had chicken in it. And I swear every time I've had food poisoning, it always has to do with chicken. So I stopped eating chicken for a while. I decided to go ahead and eat this chicken tortilla soup that we picked up from the store, and there you go. That's what happened. And so last night I was feverishly writing my clients and saying, I don't think it's a good idea for me to train in the morning. I don't know what I have. Do you want to reschedule? Do you want me to make a call at 5 o'clock in the morning? They said, Monica, rest. With how fast you go, rest. So that's what I'm doing. I am coming to you because it's important for us to get the message across of what we have to do when we have to show up, right? When we're not 100%. What do you do when everyone's relying on you? How many of you want to share stories of being a mother or being a father and you have young children that they're, mom, dad, I need this, I need that. And all you think is, I don't feel good. I've got a cold. I'm running a fever. And it doesn't matter, right? And when you're a boss, it doesn't matter. You've got to be there for your employees. You are my employees. This community, you are the ones that I need to show up for. So put a smile on. I didn't doll myself up and put on a dress, but I did put some makeup on because I wanted to give every effort I could. So how many of you want to share some stories before we do our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, which is coming up in about 10, 15 minutes? We've got a great one today. We're going to be featuring 2 different wines, a red and a white with Michelle. And then we have we're actually going back to the 4 Roses Bourbon because we're going to actually talk about a particular cocktail that you can make with that. And we're going to educate you. We're going to have some fun with it. And it's brought to you by our friends at Clayton Wine House. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. And as I do so, I want you to think about those times in life when someone said, well, too bad, you got to show up. And where do you go in your mind and in your spirit and in your heart when someone says, too bad, you've got to be there? Do they make you come into work? A lot of times, yes. I remember working and thinking, should I be here or shouldn't I be here? And then you go to different employees and they're like, if you're sick, stay home. I always thought, what do you think? I'll ask you this question. How bad do you have to be where you stay home? Is it a fever? Or are you coughing? And then you say no. When do you go to work? When you are feeling horrible. I mean, horrible. I don't mean just a little bit. I mean, you're feeling horrible. When do you go to work? That's the question I'll ask. When do you stay home? And when do you go to work? When you are not feeling 100%. What is it that makes you stay right there on the couch or in bed? Answer me that. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. All right, welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's Wet Your Whistle Wednesday coming up here in about 10, 15 minutes. And we're also talking about showing up in life when you don't feel your best, when you're not 100%. And I absolutely not 100%. But see how life changes? Last night, about 5 or 6 o'clock, I was probably at about 30%. I got violently sick and was shaking, had chills. Went to bed, was trying to do some work from bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock, finally just gave in and got my rest. Rest is paramount. And you know what? Saying no. I think that's a big thing. Saying, nope, I'm not going to go in. I am going to listen to my body and I'm going to listen to my husband. If you are, if you're a child and your parents say, no, listen to me, you got to stay home. That's what I asked going into the break. What is it that would make you stay home? Or what is it that says, nope, you can go. Muster up. You can go. Good morning, Anne. Hope you feel better. She said, have a great day. And Anne, if you just signed on, I said, thank you. Anne had this made for me and she said she hoped it fit. It does. It fits perfectly. Thank you so much. Good morning, Kathy Kilo Peterson. I hope you take time to rest today. I will, my friend. And let's just go ahead and talk about her because it's time for State Farm to take care of you. But I don't want you to turn that over to anyone, not just anyone, but to Kathy. Kathy Kilo Peterson, State Farm agent, kkilo.com, 636-561-6460. Why do I want you to call that number? Because you want someone to truly care for you. She and I were talking and she said, if you don't have an agent that is there for you, or she brought up a really good point. She said, I want you to calculate what you pay in an annual basis for your insurance And if it is more than your mortgage, if it's more than multiple things that you think are, extremely important, that people are there for you for those, and then you have a ridiculous amount that you're paying and you don't have an agent that's there to take care of you, that's when she says, I think you better call so that you can get a quote from me. And then I can tell you that I'll be there on a regular basis. That's the thing. I wouldn't let her on this show if she truly didn't mean that. And if you heard her story, you would say, gosh, I just want to talk to her. This woman's incredible. How she powered through, how she mustered every single day of her life since 3.5 years ago. If you didn't hear, her daughter was abducted 3.5 years ago. And I want you to just have her as your agent and then talk about how incredible she is and how she can help you rise up in life, right? kkilo.com. Again, check them out. Just ask her for hey, I need a quote for my home, my car, supplemental insurance, whatever. And she'll give you a free gift card. It's that easy. Okay. Linda Eckert says a beautiful sunrise on her walk this morning. Leona says, good morning. Jerry Hammer, good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. Good morning, everyone. Sean Moses, good morning. You are encouraging us all the time. Moses, by the way, where are you watching from? Can you let me know again? I think you were the one from Africa. Good morning, Tina. Kathy, I love your sweatshirt. Great gift. It is, right? Donna, great idea. I need to remember to take time for myself. Yes, it's very important. Kathy says, hi, Tina and Brian. Good morning, Brian. You're a great example. Practice what you preach, Tina says. Yes, but sometimes I need people like my family to say, okay, check yourself, Monica. You need the balance that you preach to everyone else, which is to slow down a little bit. I don't think that's what made me sick last night. The go, go, go. I really, truly believe it is what I ate. And it's a shame because it's healthy, but it had chicken in it. So chicken out for me. Thank you, Tina. Also, thank you for the show yesterday, Monica. My niece watched and said she really enjoyed it and it was very helpful. Good. Yes. If you didn't see yesterday's show, it had to do with InView, a brand new website that's out there. Check it out. INVU, InView Model and Talent Agency. Lori Stahlschmidt. Proud of you launching that. And if you've got someone that you think you want them to do modeling, you have someone that's a musician, singer, talent, speaker, any of that, check them out. Lori's a great manager. Oh, Dude's Playground. Love it. Monica, good for you for taking some time for yourself. As you know, I've been through a lot. Yes, you have, my friend. And I am a very motivated person, but sometimes you have to say no to everyone else. I just say you got to say no and take care of you. I'm a firm believer of getting your butt up off the couch, but I'm also a believer in taking care of yourself when you need to. By the way, I've got my Knob Creek ready. All right. I love it. And who else? Didn't get to bed until 1 a.m., but up by 6. Didn't want to mess up my exercise routine. Sluggish start, but I got it. Yes, I am feeling better. I am absolutely not 100%. I feel I'm still clammy and worn down and just feel off. My stomach doesn't feel anywhere near like it did yesterday. But any of you that have certain symptoms, again, what we're asking before I do Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is what makes you say, like I did, I got to stay home. I'm going to call into work. They are not going to be with me today. Or are you an employee that has been forced to go to work? Or are you an employer that says, no, stay home. I need you better. Come back tomorrow or come back the next couple of days. It just depends. Now, for me, I would tell my team, I want you to stay home. I want you to take 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is you need. The beauty is now we can work from home. I can do this for you from home. So it's, a lot of things have changed in that regards. Kathy says, I have to be contagious to not show up. However, I have taken a mental health day, meaning I need to get outside and feel the sun. Absolutely. When I was teaching little ones, I would stay home when I had a fever. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing is fevers for me as an employer. I would say if you have a fever, stay home. If you're feeling like you're, a little under the weather, but you feel like you can show up, let's show up. I worked on a regular basis. You probably watched me on TV. My eyes, you could see it in my eyes. You could see the cold in my eyes. You could see the fact that I felt that I was off, wasn't myself, wasn't 100%, but I wanted to be there. I mean, that was, and I'm just going to say it, that was the workaholic in me of go, 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 go. Nothing can hold me down until I had a fever. To me, it's the fever that is the thing that makes me stay here. Because then, like Kathy said, then it's a matter of you're contagious. You've got an infection and then you don't want to give that to somebody else. If you're coughing all over, I don't know, if you're coughing all over everybody also, everyone's going to look at you like, why didn't you just stay home? If you truly are going to work and you're just going there to get a paycheck, well, that's not what anybody would want. So that would be another thing where I would say, if you're just going in to just be a body, I would want you to go back home. How many of you have been sent back home, by the way? I was sent home one time because my employer years ago said, Monica, you look miserable. And I said, yeah, I don't feel good. And then we ended up finding out they took the temperature and I had 103 fever. I didn't know that. When I went to work, though, I didn't have a fever. So it's a matter of also taking care of yourself, knowing throughout the day, hey, you need to get your butt back home. Let's see. When I was teaching little ones, I would stay home when I had a fever or knew I wouldn't want the children climbing on me. Okay. They were so affectionate and I wanted to genuinely return the love and not be irritated. Exactly. Kathy, let's see. Mental health days are so important. Thank you. You're welcome. I so agree. I have not done that until recently, and it makes a big difference. I know, right? Joe, hi. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, I have to stay home when prepping. Okay, this is funny because, not funny, but Tina just had to go through the same thing. So Joe and Tina went through this. He said he had to stay home when prepping for a colonoscopy. LOL. Other than that, as a small business owner, staying away from work is very difficult. For illnesses, I have to get up and go in. Being contagious means staying home. Okay, right. So the fever aspect, the infection aspect, exactly. Terry says I stay home when I have a fever. There it is. I think that's the running theme. Or I need to be close to a bathroom in the comfort of my home. Or if my clients who I clean for cancel, I am feeling better. Thank you so much. FYI, I know Dude's Playground is Rich. I know, Rich. Thank you. Reminder that if you have a low-grade fever, do not take medicine for it. A fever is your body's immune system at work, burning the contagion. You still look beautiful even when you do not feel well. How do you do it? I don't know about that. I mean, I threw a hat on. I'm just being real here, right? Just threw the hat on. I did say I wanted to. For me, showing up means to do everything you possibly can, and so I didn't want to just stumble out of bed and come on. And you can see it. My eyes are watering. I'm definitely not 100% me, but I did want to put something on. I want you to do as much as you possibly can when people are expecting something out of you. And I knew that at 7:00, you all expect me to be here. I will say this, by the way, I was ready to go at 6:45 and I hit go live and the whole thing just stopped and it said I didn't have a connection. I'm like, come on, I was ready to go early. So I didn't come on until 7:01 because I had to reset everything. So sorry about that. But yes, please, everybody, the message of the day is take care of yourself. If you have a fever, that's when I would stay home. If you're a small business owner, if you're a parent and the kids are expecting you to show up in life, I feel for you. I was never blessed to be a mom, but I always thought, gosh, mothers and fathers are incredible when their little ones are wanting everything out of them. And so what? They don't feel good. So what? There's nobody else, especially if you're a single mom or you're a single dad, nobody's there to take care of you. You got to take care of yourself and all of your kids. And it makes me think about all these people that we've interviewed recently and now they're without a husband or they're without a wife or they have a husband or wife that left them with these kids that are special needs kids. I mean, there's so many levels of showing up in life. I mean, hard times. And you just have to say, no one's here. I've got to show up. And it's a powerful thing that you all do. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. So yes, today's message, you got to show up in life. And one of the things about the 4 agreements is to always do your best. Again, a book that I regularly talk about. Don Miguel Ruiz is the author, The 4 Agreements. And one of them says, always do your best. And it talks in depth about even when you don't feel 100%, it's okay because all people could ever ask for you, all you could ask for me today is to show up and to give you a message, to give you some hope, to give you some possibilities. For you to say, you know what? I wasn't feeling my best. I was just laying here on the couch. But maybe some of you are not even running a fever or you're not throwing up like I was. You just are being depressed and you don't know how to get out of your depression, or you're being lazy and someone needs to be your accountability partner to say, get off the couch, go walk. Linda just said it was a beautiful sunrise this morning. Those are the things that you're missing out on because you feel like you just want to lay there on the couch or lay in the bed. I am counseling someone right now who's 20 years old and she said, Monica, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, even 6 months ago, her siblings are seeing a change in her. And I said, why? What is it that you're exhibiting that's changing for you? And she said, they told me they are shocked to even see me come out of my room because all she was doing was laying in bed. Why? Because she was depressed because of the past that she had been through, right? When I do my life coaching, we go back through timeline therapy and we go back to the time that you're stunted in your growth, whatever it was that happened. If it's trauma, if it's abuse, it's not a fact of don't talk about it. But you got to find someone that you can trust. And here's a 20-year-old that connected with me. And I mean, it's a beautiful a collaboration that we have together, a partnership, a relationship that we have developed in her counselor and her being my coaching client. I'll put it that way. So yes, if you didn't know that, I do life coaching. I do personal training in the health and wellness aspect. We do emceeing, auctioneering, motivational speaking, styling, and of course, this beautiful show that we started back in March here at the house with a cell phone. And then May 1st, we took over our studios in Brentwood. June 12th is when we launched. So it's just been from June. So it's 4 months, just over 4 months, that we have been able to bring an incredible guest to you. Oh, Julie Fabian said, I love the 4 Agreements. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do so. I always like to drop different books, by the way, that I think will be powerful for you. And I know Tina's moderating right now. She got turned on to this book by me because this is a guest I have coming up. How many of you know who Rebecca Minkoff is? And let's go ahead and drop her in the comments, Tina or Brian, if we can tag her, because I'm looking forward to having her on. Rebecca Minkoff is actually coming to town for the Jewish Book Festival. And her book is called Fearless, The New Rules for Unlocking Creativity, Courage, and Success. So today, when I'm not feeling 100%, I am going to go outside. I don't want to just lay there on the couch. That's probably going to make me fall asleep. I want to be upright. I'm going to sit outside in my basket chair. Have you seen the basket chair, by the way, from Carroll House Furniture? It's the coolest thing. It's like those egg chairs. They call it the basket chair. I'm going to sit out there and get a little vitamin D because today is going to be beautiful. Sunny. These next 5 days, all I see is either partly cloudy or sunny and right around 70 or upper 60. So get outside and enjoy it and read a good book. Tina, tell us what you've been thinking about this. She's been listening. She said it's great. She likes audiobooks. How many of you like audiobooks? I've never really done audiobooks, but I love to read. I love to have it in my hand instead of just like in a Kindle. I know we're all in a digital world, but I like an actual hard copy of the book. This book is what we're going to be talking about. Not just that, but I'm also going to talk to Rebecca about her incredible stardom that she's had in the fashion industry. So she's going to be my guest coming up very soon. I actually have a few guests from the Jewish Book Festival, some authors that are coming up. Really great guests. I cannot wait for. By the way, tomorrow, speaking of guests, tomorrow you're going to see an interview with me and Kasia Satars. She is from Canada. So that's the other thing. We've had guests on from Italy. We've had a guest on who does a lot of work in Africa. That's why we started getting all of our friends from Africa that have been tuning in. There we go. Tina just dropped it for you. Rebecca Minkoff. That's how you can look deeper into it and maybe get it yourself. Maybe read it before I interview her. Maybe you have a question that you would like for me to ask her. Reach out to me. You can see my email address scrolling on the screen right now. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Shoot me a message, by the way, for anything. You want me to interview someone that you think would be a great guest. You have a topic you want me to cover. You want to ask my doctor, right? We have Innovare Health Advocates on every single Monday in the Ask the Doctor segment. Is there something you want me to ask him? Let me know in advance so I can get the message to him, and then he can tell us, hey, he can tell us more in depth instead of just being caught off guard that particular day. I mean, he's a great doctor, but sometimes he would like to look a little bit deeper into things. Let's see. Yes, Tina, you're so good. Speaking of taking care of yourself, she said Invita Health and Wellness and Innovare. They're both wonderful. Love the 4 Agreements. It's a really, really good one. Good morning. Hope you have a great day, Bill. I have Audible and mainly listen to books so I can listen while gardening or cooking or driving. That's what she was saying. Let's see. Yes, so that looks like it's a spam comment. Tina, if you or Brian could get rid of Abel Joy, that is something we don't want someone to click on. Let's not do that. Yep, they have another one. So let's take that person out of there. There's a lot of spam coming in. Holy cow. All right, all those are spam. Good time to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a little Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture-perfect room and the lowest prices in the country at Carol House.
Because you like nice things.
You know, of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com, 314-567-5585. That's right. It's time. You heard the whistle. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, brought to you by our friends at Clayton Winehouse, right around the corner, actually, from our studios. They're on Clayton Road, and I highly encourage you to go in for wine, for whiskey, for your beer. You can get charcuterie items. I mean, the thing is amazing downstairs as far as the event space. Just the door alone, opening it up to Clayton Winehouse. It's a big presentation and production. I just love everything about Clayton Winehouse. And somebody who loves to golf is going to want to go there himself. My brother is joining me on Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Brian, they have a putting course right outside of Clayton Winehouse.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm going to have to go now
Yeah,
for
see?
sure.
Your
Even
brother
though
works there.
I was already scheduled to go there. I have not been there, but I'm looking forward to what your event coming up.
Yep, November 4th, by the way. We want you to be there 6 to 8 p.m. Trattoria Marcella is providing the food, which is regularly getting the #1 restaurant in St. Louis. They are going to have a silent auction, a live auction. We're going to have whiskey tastings, wine tastings, and we're giving 100% of the proceeds from the auction to Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. So we're helping out Jessica Cook and her staff for that. Yeah, for a lot of you that haven't been there, that might be your first opportunity to go to it. That'll be your first opportunity.
That's great.
But you're going to have to go outside, and there's a cute little putting area.
Mm-hmm.
The guys and the girls love that. So they have some wine or whiskey, and they play golf.
They have a little putty. You have to bring your own, or?
No, they have at least 2 clubs, I think. Yeah. 2 little clubs. Well, we wanted to bring Brian on. We're also going to feature some wine today. So Michelle's going to join me in a little bit. We're going to feature some $40 bottles of wine. So we're going from $10, $20, $30, $40 on up. But, you and I have shared good bottles of wine before. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive.
Not at all. Not at all. Sometimes it's funny. I've actually seen wines priced under $20 that I preferred over more expensive ones easily. I mean, a lot.
Well, that's why it's fun. I don't know if you've ever done it before. Have you ever done a blind wine tasting?
Have not.
So you put if none of you have ever done this, it's actually fun if you want to host a party. You can have like little tasting notes and things that everybody can do. Maybe you have a handful of couples over, then blindfold them and have them taste. Yeah. Have them taste a $10 bottle of wine. You might have them taste $100. I mean, some people have like $1,000 bottles of wine. They've done this. It runs the gamut here. But a lot of times, people will pick the bottles that are around $20 as opposed to the $200 bottle. And they're like, no way, I didn't pick that. Even people that have a really, really good palate, they can't taste it.
Well, the only thing I have done similar to that is we went to Ireland, went to a Jameson distillery, and I got selected to do that. And it was basically a blind test and selected all different types of whiskeys and bourbons. And without a doubt, Jameson is now my favorite.
You love
Jameson.
It.
I do.
So we're talking about a little whiskey today and a little wine in a little bit. My whiskey boy and my wine girl coming up. What is it about whiskey that you enjoy? Because I'm not a big whiskey drinker, but I'm always open to, okay, let's try.
Well, okay. So bourbons have become really a hot fad in the last 10 years, 5 years for sure. It's really jumped on. What I think's personally, I like a smooth whiskey or bourbon. A lot of people like a little more of that harsher kind of taste,
bite to it
that really gets in there. I think I'm more of a baby. I like the smooth ones.
Well, you know what? That's a good point to bring up, though, Brian. Is it maybe the way we all start with wines? I mean, we all look back when I was in my 20s, I would only drink sweet wines.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just introducing, trying different things. Since you do drink some bourbons or whiskeys, does it change like wine does with food?
I think so. Like you say, you get used to things, and then you start discerning out little particulars about, just like wine. Wine's probably more
The layers of it?
the layers that you really taste more so than a bourbon.
whiskeys?
Bourbons and whiskeys are similar, but some have flavorings that are put in. And I've tasted one. It was like, this guy, he made it out of his own house. It was a bacon maple, and it tasted like breakfast. Believe it or not.
Breakfast sausage with your whiskeys.
It was crazy.
So that's the other thing that we did this last week, and we featured Four Roses small batch, and I've heard a lot of bourbon drinkers say, "Oh yeah, that's a good one." So we were guessing because they have. So Clayton Winehouse has these gift sets, which are really popular, as you know, around the holidays.
Oh yeah,
great gift sets, and Four Roses small batch bourbon was one of them. So I had Tina and Michelle guessing how much they thought it would be. So it's the bottle, as well as the rose ice molds. There's two of them that's in it. What do you think that would go for?
Well, the small batch version usually I think runs $45 or $50.
$32. Wow. $32, but you get 15% off of that, Brian. So everybody that watches the show, go into Clayton Winehouse. I would highly recommend look into those gift sets because, again, you're kind of ahead of the game for Christmas presents. But that's a really cool one because bourbon drinkers like to drink the whiskey ball ice, right?
Yeah.
And this is made in, like, it looks like a rose. So $32 for everybody else that doesn't listen to the show or watch the show. But since you are smart and you watch the show, you get 15% discount on that or your wines or whatever you want. You just go in and say, "Hey, Monica Adams sent me and I watch her show." Oh yeah, they know to give you a 15% discount. So we wanted to carry it over from last week because we didn't get a chance to try the concoction that Chris and the staff at Clayton Winehouse made for us. So Brian, you drink old fashions, right?
Old fashioned, yes.
So what is in an old fashioned?
Well, you have the bourbon, and then you have your bitters, and usually dress it up with a cherry or orange. And we're going to put this.
So these are actually bourbon
cherries in there.
Stemmed cherries.
Yes.
Cocktail garnish. Now here was the question. I was going to do this beforehand, but I actually thought it would make it good. Let's taste it without the cherry. You actually said we could put a little cherry juice in it.
I prefer it. It's kind of like
Sweeten
martinis, how you make it dirty or not.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of that cherry juice.
Well, let's try it before we put the cherries.
Okay.
And these aren't just like regular cherries. These are truly bourbon cherries. They taste different. Okay. Old fashioned with Four Roses small batch.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's very good.
Oh, I actually like that.
Do you? Have you never had old fashioned?
I have tried an old fashioned. Here's what my brother did, by the way, for my husband last year. You bought him. Is it a smoker? The little smoker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about that because
it did. Well, you can smoke. You can. It's a little covered.
It looks like a cassette.
Yeah, it does. And you smoke. You can put smoke into like a little bourbon. Or you can do some cheese and food and whatever.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. And it puts that little smoke flavor.
It's a dome, everybody. It's a dome. And it has a little...
a tube.
I guess, on it. And then... It's like you feel like you're in high school in chemistry again. Yeah. And then you pull it off and it all smokes off of it. I know a lot of you that do it on a regular basis are like, yeah, Monica, we get that. But some people don't. Yeah. I like to make you laugh on this show and I like to educate you.
It infiltrates the smoke into there for a little bit. And as soon as you take it out and you start drinking it, you definitely have that smoky flavor.
Right. It smells good, and you can taste the smokiness in it as well. So, yeah, by the way, that's another cool thing. Maybe you buy the Four Roses small batch from Clayton Winehouse, and then you get one of those, and you make your own smoked drinks. Okay, so now let's put a cherry in it. Okay, but you want to put a little juice in it? Juice.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to put a little juice.
See if you taste the difference.
Yes, and that's what I love about trying. The other thing is... with wine, you taste the wine, right? Yeah. And you first open it up, and we talked about having the oxygen when you open the bottle of wine. Oh, there we go. Good. You open the bottle of wine, and you have air and it changes, and then you aerate it or you decant it, and all those levels change wine. I'm learning a lot though about whiskeys, and normally I got to keep saying it: bourbons, whiskeys, scotches. What is the difference, Brian, between bourbon and whiskey?
Oh, it's
Like-
where it's basically. I'm
So
not
where
the
it's
expert,
made?
but it's where it's made. Yeah,
So it's kind of like champagne. You can't really say champagne. It's like bubbles and stuff like that.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I
So
think
let's-
bourbons are from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Don't hold me
quote me on
to
it.
it. I didn't do my research prior to the show.
This isn't the. I do. We not I. We have a sommelier brother who needs to join me on this show sometime to really talk wine. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
My
Thanks.
big brother Brian joining me on
Thanks for
Witcher
having me
Whistle
on.
Wednesday. No, absolutely. It's fun to drink in the morning.
Right.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's yeah, 5 a.m. No one said 5 a.m. or
That's
5
right.
p.m. Right?
Exactly. Well, we should have started earlier.
Yeah. Can you
Okay,
taste the
I
difference?
do taste the difference.
Yeah.
Now I actually think I like it even more.
Yeah.
Because it's sweeter.
more smoother, it's a little sweeter.
Yeah, this really tastes good. So, Brian, how do you make an old fashioned? Because I've never made one before.
You obviously have to have bourbon,
You got to start with your base.
and then you add some water,
Mm-hmm.
simple sugar. It smooths it out, and then a little bit of bitters.
Okay.
And bitters is just something you buy and you put a little splash into. You mix it up and then you garnish it. A lot of times with the orange.
And cherries.
Manhattans have cherries a lot of times.
Oh, so
and
this
they're
doesn't-
very similar type of drink.
Yeah, Manhattans is what our mother used to drink. Did you know that?
Manhattans and something else. I forget what it
No,
was. but-
she literally, I'm going to tell a story because this is the real Monica Adams. She told us that she used to like to go and drink and dance and drink and dance.
Yeah.
And she'd be in her 20s. And she said that when she got done, she had 17 Manhattans, but
What?
she counted the swizzle sticks. 17 Manhattans she had. I don't know how she wasn't on the floor.
I don't think you should tell everyone that.
No, this is back in her 20s. She did. She said she danced it off. So there you go. I don't know.
She thought she danced it off.
I don't know.
The
Maybe
best
she-
part is that she was not driving home. That was
Oh
the best
gosh,
part.
no, we always say it, by the way. So thank you
Yes.
for bringing it up. Every time we do this segment, please drink responsibly. Always have a designated driver, or stay somewhere, or get a taxi, or ask for an Uber, or whatever. Please never, ever, ever drink and drive. I think maybe she didn't have 17. Maybe she started seeing 17 sticks, and maybe it was 5.
I think someone was playing a joke on her, and they were all
Exactly.
throwing them over in front of her.
She's going to call both of us after this segment. You too, my kids. All right. So to all of you,
yes.
this is an old fashioned, and I
very
want
good.
you to go in and see the guys over at Clayton Winehouse on Clayton Road. You can go to ClaytonWinehouse.com, find out more about them, see that beautiful event space, and join us. My brother will be there November 4th. You're coming to the event.
I'm going to be there.
It's going to be a phenomenal event. Tickets are getting scarce, by the way, because we've had a lot of you buy them. Sponsorships and tickets still available to you. We'd love to have you. Shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. When we return, Michelle will be in the blue chair. We've got 2 incredible wines we're featuring today: Flowers Chardonnay and Round Pond's Kith and Kin Cabernet. It is phenomenal from Napa Valley. We'll be trying those when we return. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheReal. Welcome back. That was a lot of fun. I'm so thrilled my brother was able to join us on the whiskey segment. He knows much more about whiskey than I ever will. And soon we'll have my husband come in because that's the true whiskey drinker. So thank you again, Brian. That was a lot of fun. Just one of the many things that you can get at Clayton Winehouse. 7911 Clayton Road, by the way. And I want you to come to our big event on November 4th. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But as I said, we're going to transition from whiskey to wine. He was my whiskey guy, and here's my wine girl. This is Michelle Harmon. And again, thank you for joining us again on Wet Your Whistle Wednesday.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, she's got to twist her arm and drink a little wine. You actually are excited about this. The two wines, and I'm going to give you a little background on the first one, the white. We're going to do a white and a red today. So the white, I actually remember walking into Clayton Winehouse with you, and I said, "Oh, flower Chardonnay. Have you ever had that?" And you had, or have you,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, I have had it.
And so I was
the Pinot.
And their Pinot?
Yes.
Years ago, this is probably 15 years ago, I had a guy tell me that was his favorite white. He's like, "Monica, you've got to try flower Chardonnay." And here we are 15 years later, surprisingly, I've never tried it. So when Chris and Sean and Tim at Clayton Winehouse said, the two wines we want to feature this week are flower Chardonnay, I started cracking up. I'm like, it's being brought to my life. It's finally time to open this bottle of wine. And then this beauty right here.
Yes.
This is from Round Pond, which is a beautiful winery in Napa Valley. This particular one is the Kith and Kin 2019. I'm super excited about this because Jim and I were able to experience this wine on our honeymoon, and then we went back with you and your husband Mike, and we went to the winery.
Yes.
We didn't get a chance to go on our honeymoon because they had an electricity issue, like with a storm that came through. But I'm going to tell you what, their customer service, I had to give them major props. Where we were staying, this beautiful basket showed up, and they were so apologetic that they couldn't host us. They felt so horrible, and I thought, oh my gosh, you want to talk about customer service? I mean, they could have sent over a little baby sample of something, or
Right.
just said sorry, or not said anything at all.
Yeah.
They sent that wine. My introduction
sweet.
was that wine, and this was back in 2015, so I think it was like a 12 or 14 that we tried. So I'm excited to try the 2019 Kith and Kin, and both of these wines are in the $40 range. So we are throughout the weeks that we're doing Wet Your Whistle Wednesday showing you wines that are $10, $20, $30, $40 and up, because we want you to know that there are all different price points of very good wines.
Wide range.
Yes. But I think it's fun that we're going to be able to do a white and a red today.
Yes.
So do you remember at all when you tasted the flower Chardonnay, anything that stood out to you?
I really don't. I think I was not a fan
At the time?
at the time. But, it changes.
But it's a different year.
It changes year to year. And temperature is a big factor, especially with the whites, I think. I like my whites a little bit cooler.
And so
than
you might
I
have been
think is
served it
recommended.
warm?
I think I might have been. It might have been served to me a little on the warmer side.
Okay, so that is a good point that Michelle brought up. We have not talked about temperature of wine. So let's discuss red wines, by the way.
Can I open this?
Please. No, let's open both. So temperature of wine for reds in particular, a lot of people think, Michelle, that they should have those wines warm. And they might have them, I don't even know where you store them. You might have them upright. That's a whole other thing of education is, should it be upright? Should it be laying down? You hear people say, has it been laid down right? Has it been laying down too wrong? Was it shifted a little bit? I mean, we're not even going to get into the whole thing of low shoulder, high shoulder when you have an older bottle of wine. There's a lot of education. That's why you want to hear the pop. Go ahead.
I know.
Come on. There it is. Those are things that I want you to get educated on, because you're probably listening and thinking, well, what does that mean? It's all in the evaporation of a wine. If you have a really old bottle of wine that you're buying from someone and maybe it's a collector's piece, they're going to ask you, what does the labeling look like? Has it evaporated? Has something got into it? And they call this shoulder, right? This is the shoulder, kind of like the body of a human body. This is the shoulder. Is it low shoulder, high shoulder? Has it evaporated out? That's what you want to tell when you're buying.
Sometimes you see like the cork will push through that collar there, and you're like, ooh, that's not a good thing when it's starting to like force its way out.
Right, and then when you do open it, and then you'll know if it is just saturated, then you're going to know that it probably wasn't laid down properly.
Correct.
But for you, now we're talking about older bottles of wine. These, what is yours? 2021.
This is the 21.
That's a 2021
Which one am
flower
I pouring it
Chardonnay,
into? Which
and
glass?
a 2019 Kith and Kin Round Pond Napa Valley Cabernet. I'm going to give you a little notes on these, but both of these are in the $40 range, which
Soundbite there.
I'm going to tell you that these, I look forward to tasting this one, but the Kith and Kin, my husband would even say, he thinks that one probably tastes more in I think more of like the 80, 100 or more. If you're at a restaurant, by the way, and that's one of the things we're going to tell you, if you're at a restaurant, this bottle of wine here is going to be sold for at least $80, depending on the restaurant you go to.
Yes.
They're always going to
Yes.
double, by the way. So let's tell them something they may not know. I know all of you wine drinkers, you're going to say, I know that, Monica, but just go with me on this. There are many people that don't know this. You can bring your own bottles of wine in restaurants. You pay a corkage fee. Now, some of you might say, well, why would I want to pay somebody else for my own wine? Because if you didn't, you'd be paying a lot of money at a restaurant for just a glass of wine that has doubled or tripled. So we're going to, on this Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, we're going to make you laugh, and we're going to educate you, and we're going to tell you our own viewpoints on the different whiskeys and wines and tequilas that we try. Go ahead, do your little noise again.
Do you want to explain why I'm opening this one now?
Well, we're going to open them both, but we were going to decant this one.
Yes.
But I looked at it and I was like, we don't need a decant. Why do we decant wines, Michelle?
Because we want the air to get into, this is a living, breathing element that's inside the bottle. So we want the air to get to it because it will change the wine. Oftentimes, especially with like a California red, they're fruit bombs. They're tight. So you want the air to get to it so it infuses that oxygen and the taste will change. And what I suggested to you last week was that we open this, we enjoy the white, and then we pour a little bit as is.
A little bit, yes.
Just a taste.
And then
we
aerate it.
I think we talked about this last time too, is an aerator. And this was given to me as a gift. It's a little dragon, which is just adorable. And so when it pours, it's like, bleh. So
blood's coming out.
You can
Ready
get
for
these.
Halloween.
You can get these at any wine shop. I'm sure Clayton Winehouse has these. I think you can get these exact ones in Amazon. Then we're going to put this in here, pour it through. It's going to put even more oxygen into the wine, and we're going to see how it changes.
Once again, if you're just tuning in, Clayton Winehouse features so many things, and we're going to have our big event there. So as you've been seeing us taste different wines and spirits, whiskeys, tequilas, etc., who knows what else is to come, we want you to come and experience it with us. Because again, you're looking at some pictures and video of just how beautiful it is. I took my brother and sister-in-law there the other day. They loved it. I always talk about the door. The turning of the door is all about the presentation when you walk in and just how gorgeous it is. But I really love the customer service that they have there. So Chris, Sean, Tim, say hi to them. If you go to an event, my brother might be working with you. His name is Craig. And they're going to educate you.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want you to just go in and go, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just starting to get into wine and I'm hosting a party. You've got the holidays coming up. I want you to think of supporting local. Don't go to the big box stores. Go to them. Ask them about some of the wines you've seen and maybe ask them about this week. So let's give you a little information. We're going to taste and we're going to see if what notes they're giving us if we experience that. So this is Flower Chardonnay, a Sonoma classic at a great price. You probably, as I said, would pay $80 in a restaurant, but you can get it from Clayton Winehouse for $40. Cool coastal influence abounds in this Chardonnay. Let's see, coastal.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, cheers. Do you feel transcended to the coast?
Oh yes, I can feel that sea breeze coming
Okay,
through
I'm
my
going to
hair.
have to give it to him. The gentleman who introduced me to this, and I'll make sure I share this with him. This is a very good Chardonnay. You know, Chardonnays can be very oaky, or they can be, because they might be coming from, it depends on how they're distilled, how it's made. I do prefer more of an oaky Chardonnay. What about you?
I do too.
You do?
I do too.
Instead of stainless steel?
Instead of stainless,
Yes.
right. Which gives it more of a crisp.
It's more minerally to me.
Yeah. As opposed
this one's
to
not.
like a buttery, softer
Which I consider
fruit.
this to be.
Yes.
And so they say it kind of takes you to the coast, brimming with fresh energy. Perfumed citrus swirls, ready? So this is from the guys again at Clayton Winehouse. Let's see if we can pick this up. These are the notes that they provide, and I like this. I mean, you could just enjoy a bottle of wine, but when you start to be told, that's in this is in this, you start saying, do I taste it? Do I smell it? Pear, crushed almond, and an earthy, wet stone minerality expressing the region's savory appeal. So now you have those that are entering into your mind. Do you have any? Oh, pear.
Pear for sure.
Pear, crushed almond. You have to have a really powerful palate to get some of these, and I don't
would
yet.
not have picked up on that unless you had told me that.
Okay, this is again Flower Chardonnay, the 2021 juicy citrus on the palate gives way to complex layers of white stone fruit and herbs, while a backbone of vivid acidity carries the wine through a beautifully textured finish. I want to be a writer for wine, by the way, in my next life. Yeah, pear for sure. I don't have the almond yet. Let's try it one more time. I don't get the almond. Gosh, I just really love people that are able to get all of those things. Did you get the almond?
No.
Yeah, I don't. But the pear is definitely forward. That's the first thing that I taste. But I'd love for you to tell me if you go and pick this up. So if you're a big Chardonnay white wine drinker, that is a good one. 2021 Flower Chardonnay at a $40 price point. Okay, as Michelle said.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? We didn't do it. Before we get to the red, is there anything on the charcuterie platter that you think would change this white?
Oh.
Any of those cheeses that wouldn't overpower it?
Let's see. There's an aged Parmesan. I'm gonna
Here?
have to drop
Here,
this
this
down.
one.
That one.
Okay, let's try this. Let's just try
That- I
real
think
quick.
this
Why don't
is
you do me a
good.
favor? Don't do the same. Nope, don't
Nope.
do the same. Why don't you do a piece of meat?
Ooh,
So
okay.
we've talked in the past shows about how food changes the wine and how when you're hosting, be sure to not just give them the wine, but give them things to snack on. And then they might start telling you, wow, this is changing. This is really good. And it's changing by the fact that we have it open.
Yes.
And the oxygen and it's breathing.
And it's cold enough.
Okay, you have, yes, and temperature.
I have a salami. So,
But not a peppered salami, which
No.
would change it.
yeah, it would bury it.
George is in my ear saying, ooh, he wants some peppered salami.
I don't have any. I have
Okay,
some
that
copa.
did just change my wine.
There's some copa in there that has a little pepper on it.
Yes, next time we've got, George is going to join me on one of these, by the way, on a whiskey day. He's got to join me. So that means we've got to have somebody else run this. Michelle, did that change your wine? That just majorly changed it by me having Parmesan.
I'm still chewing.
Yes, don't talk with your mouth full. Mama says. No? Well, mine did. I'm just going to tell you. The cheese aspect changed my white wine for sure. And then again, what you don't want to do is just overwhelm too many things and sip and enjoy. Okay, we did talk about temperature. White wines and red wines, they usually, if you got a dual zone,
Definitely
it changed? Yeah. A dual zone wine refrigerator, or like you might have an actual full-on cellar, or you might have a credenza that has it in. There's so many cool pieces of furniture that we actually bought a piece of furniture when we didn't do the cellar at our house. And you have the different zones that you're going to change for the whites and the reds. You're going to be shocked by this. Reds should be actually in the upper 50s to maybe 60, 61. That's what it should be served. I have mine about 57. And that is, to me, perfect for me, for my palate. You got to find what's for you. I personally do not like warm reds. Some people, if you want to go back into like Italian wines, you go to an old school Italian restaurant and they've got a bottle on the table of Chianti and it's warm. Not my favorite.
Like room temperature.
That's not my favorite. You either?
No, I don't
Okay,
care for that.
We're going to do just a little bit of this. And I'm not going to get it on this beautiful white chair.
Now, one thing I can point out, not everybody has a cellar.
So they might
Is
have it. That's we were talking about how you store it.
Yes, if you store it at room temperature, I would put the white in the refrigerator for a half an hour.
Yes. But what would you do with the red?
The red,
Well, see, I pop it in the refrigerator.
maybe
15 minutes.
15 minutes. No more.
Don't put it in the freezer, and don't forget it in the freezer, and then it's ice. Then you have slushies.
Ice slushy.
Okay, I'm going to try this as, again, let's talk a little bit about the kith and kin. And we've got some really incredible pictures.
Changes even more
It
even with
changed.
the cheese.
Exactly. We've got some really cool pictures that we're going to show you here of Round Pond, which we've now been to. And what you're seeing in these pictures is the experience of going there and having an enoteca experience, which is all the different types of foods and the cheeses. And gosh, they had incredible food there. It's all I remember. Just incredible food.
The arancinis.
Yes, the arancinis were amazing.
Those were so great.
So if you get a chance to go to Napa Valley, please put Round Pond on your list and then tell them, oh my gosh, I found out about them through Clayton Winehouse in St. Louis. Let them know. It goes all throughout the entire world of how we all get brought together. This is Round Pond Kith and Kin Cab, a powerful, rich Napa cab for $40. And again, it would be 80, if not 100 plus at a restaurant. Good nose?
The nose.
Beautifully complex and soft aromatics of violets. This is the nose aspect.
Oh, for sure. I can smell that.
Cola. Do you smell cola? Fig.
Yeah.
See, I'm putting it in her mind, so let's see if she really does.
I am, yes.
Yes, and plum.
Yes, 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 yes.
And yes, violets, cola, ripe fig, and plum linger on the nose. So this is what you are finding out about the wonderful Round Pond Kith and Kin.
Really strong on
The
violet.
generous entry opens with bright, ripe blackberry and boysenberry. So now taste it for me, if you would. Softening through the mid palate with black cherry, cocoa, and allspice. She's doing the aeration we taught you last week. Oh, notes of licorice. Now see if you have licorice in there. And tarragon on the finish. They lead to fine-grained tannins that effortlessly round this very young, yet so approachable Cabernet. What do we mean by that? This is a young Cabernet, okay, in Napa Valley. This is a 2019. We are going to aerate it, and then you might even decant it if you want to. We didn't decant today, but you can buy all these fun different decanters, and then maybe you decant it for an hour before your guests come over.
Yes.
If you are hosting, it all depends. And this is why I like to contact the wineries or contact Clayton Winehouse and say, I just bought a really beautiful bottle of wine. It's from Napa Valley. I was listening to the girls on the Real Monica Adams show, and they said if it's like 2020, 19, 21, that it's a young Cabernet. So should I open that? And if so, how early? I literally called wineries in Napa Valley and said, all right, I'm not familiar with this wine. I do not want it to be, people not loving it, because it was a really big, beautiful bottle of wine. How early should I decant it? They said 3 hours. And I'm like, thank you so much for the education. And that's the thing. They're very approachable. So, yes?
Yes.
You taste that it's young, though?
Yes. It's tight, too.
Oh, but it's good. See, now there's some that are young that I'm like, oh, nope, can we decant this? My husband knows. I'm very big into wine, and he's big into more of the bourbons and scotches, etc. Okay, so
Now this is ready to go.
Let's finish this with a piece of meat. How about this? What's this one?
That is Oberle sausage.
Oh, sausage. Okay. Why don't
It's
you
mild. It's nice and mild.
You do with cheese this time. We're changing this. You want me to get it?
Should I do your favorite?
Which is what?
The spicy cheese.
Oh, she's got, okay. So she's got a spicy
I got
one
you
here.
spicy cheese.
Is this habanero, ghost, or jalapeno? Or chipotle? There's so many different spices I love.
I had it for you one time at my house.
Oh, it's really spicy then.
It's really spicy.
Okay, then
I can't remember what exactly is in it.
This is a little more fruit forward.
I just licked it off my fingers, and now my tongue is screaming at me. What are you doing? It's too early for this.
Well, that will actually be very good together. If you have something that's very, very fruit forward, a big fruit bomb, which I actually love big fruit bombs in Napa Valley, I would put something spicy with it. Okay, that good together? So you probably wouldn't need to do the canting or the aeration depending on how you're serving food. So this is just a beautiful charcuterie platter, which, by the way, Clayton Winehouse has everything you need to build a board just like that. They've got chocolates, they've got crackers, they've got cheeses, they've got salamis, they've got fruit. They have pasta there, I saw the other day.
They do.
Yes, I went in, I'm like, they've got syrups. They've got Whistle Pig syrup, by the way, which I thought was incredible. For all of you that love Whistle Pig, if you like bourbons, they have a syrup there. I mean, you name it. Really cool items for the holidays, for Christmas. Okay, I'm going to decant this before we wrap up. Love it?
Or decant it.
Aerate it.
Aerate it.
Yep. Oh, look it. Is it too hot for you? Her eyes are watering. George, get on her. Look at her eyes. Oh my goodness, it's that spicy.
It's got some heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
79.11.
Don't make me suffer alone.
79.11. That's a good friend. But look, I really love spicy.
She does.
Go ahead and aerate that for them.
Okay.
7911 Clayton Road. That's where you can find Clayton Winehouse. Let me tell you a little bit again about our event. November 4th, 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to have wines and whiskeys for you to try, like these. And I highly recommend that you try before you buy. Don't buy a bottle of wine and then you get disappointed by it. So try multiple different tastings and you're like, oh, I want to buy a glass of this. You can do that night. Or I want to buy a bottle of it and share with my friends. We're going to have live and silent auction. And I love the fact that 100% of the proceeds are going to Yuppie Puppies
Yuppie
Forever
Puppy!
Rescue. And Jessica Cook is so thrilled that we're doing this for her. I love what she's doing. We're going to have food by Trattoria Marsala, which is our favorite.
Love the Comarex.
Yes,
fabulous family.
Our favorite Italian restaurant. Hopefully you saw that beautiful piece we did.
Go back and watch that.
Thank you to our entire team for putting that together. It was an incredible piece. So great food, great wine, great whiskey, and philanthropic, from giving back to a wonderful charity, and just like-minded people. And I'll do a little bit of motivation and inspiration for you. Okay, all right, let's pour that. What?
I'm having a cracker. Tone down
When
the
you
pepper.
smell perfumes, when you do a little coffee in between, it's to cleanse the nose palate. So the cracker, we can do that to cleanse the palate to see if we think it changes. I don't want to get crackers everywhere.
Here's, I don't know if you can
This is
hear
a
it coming out
dragon.
here.
Look at these. Can you zoom in on that, George?
It's like flames coming out.
She's gonna get a really. Oh, here, put it in mine or yours.
Okay.
I love this.
And you can see, look at the bubbles.
Yeah. So we haven't even talked about legs. We haven't talked about legs. I'm not talking about legs. I'm talking about legs. Legs on a wine.
She knows how to use them.
It used to be people saying, "Oh, it doesn't have good legs." I'm like, stop it. Really educate yourself before you start to say what legs are. It's just the thickness in it, right? It's the tannins in it. It's like it'll stay on the glass. That's what legs are. This one, I don't see a lot of legs.
Not so leggy.
Oh, here's some. And not
a
so
little
leggy.
bit. Not so leggy.
Okay, so the little dragon thing, that was fun. Okay, let's taste that. With a little aeration. Oh, yes. It changes it for sure. It's what do you think it does to it?
Completely different.
What do you think it just did to it?
Smooths it out,
Yeah, I thought
softens
smooth.
it up.
Smooth was my word.
It's not so on your tongue. Like it dries on your tongue immediately. This smooths it out where it's just
This is yummy.
nice and
Spicy. Spicy. Yeah. Okay, let me taste.
did you try? Okay, now
I just tasted the cheese. Okay, here we go. We're wrapping up.
this goes great.
Yeah, that's a perfect pairing to me. Because
It
this is
a
very
spicy cheese. There's a copa in the middle there
That would be good with it.
that has a little bit
Actually,
of pepper on the outside. That would go.
Okay, I was
well
just
as
going to
well.
say, George wants a little peppered. We're gonna
Yes.
share this with our staff, by the way. George would like a peppered salami with this little spicy cheese with this wine. Perfect. That's how I would do it, by the way. If you're going to
Agreed.
do actual full-blown food, you're going to host, I would have a little spice in it. Maybe add a little chipotle in it. Maybe a little mango chutney would be good in it also. So you could put some fruit and fruit together. You could put a little spice and fruit together. This wine, though, this is from my palate, I'm going to tell you, is definitely fruit forward. And then I would add a little spice together. Don't overpower, though. Don't completely change the wine. But enjoy it. So that's what we're doing. We're taking little sips and then have some conversation. Communicate, be present with each other, and then have the bottle of wine and see how much it changes as it opens up. And maybe you have it over an hour time period and think, gosh, you know what? The ladies told me to enjoy my wine a little bit more. That's what I want you to do. So Kith and Kin, Napa Valley Cabernet. This is a 2019, and then 2021 Flower Chardonnay. It's the white and the red that we're showing for you today from our friends at Clayton Winehouse. Check them out at ClaytonWinehouse.com, located at 7911 Clayton Road. Be sure to tell them that we sent you because
Ooh, you get a discount. You get a
15%.
discount.
By the way, before we wrap up, we did go over there and we bought 4 of the gift boxes of the 4 roses that we feature in the beginning of this segment, and they have the rose ice molds. My brother's like, I'm stocking up,
Very
but they
cool.
do have more.
Okay,
so
good.
in case you were wondering,
Good.
they got more in because they knew that you probably would run over there as well. $32. I
that
actually
is
looked
a steal.
at the 4 roses small batch bourbon on the shelf, and by itself it was 34. You
Yeah.
get it for 32 with the rose ice molds and then 15% off.
2 molds,
2.
right? Yep.
Yes, so that's why it benefits you to watch this show. Thank you all so much. We have fun with these. I hope you do as well. And by the way, shoot me an email at info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Let me know if there's something you would like for us to educate you on, teach you about, because we'll pass it along to the guys at Clayton Winehouse. And I really would love to get Chris in this chair, Tim in this chair, Sean in this chair, Craig in this chair, so they can truly educate you, because they'll take you in a whole nother level than we can. We just like to drink wine.
Yes, we do.
With you on Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, envitahealthandwellness.com.
Well, welcome back. I do hope you enjoyed every aspect of today. Again, how to power up and show up when you're not feeling your best. And of course, the fun Wet Your Whistle Wednesday segment. That was cool. Bourbons and wines. Obviously, as you can tell, we recorded that in advance. Richard made me laugh. He was like, I was a little worried about you not feeling your best having to drink some wine and bourbons. No, that was not going to happen. We do want to wrap up with, when we're mobile, we do Blueprint for Value, 52 habits to discover and strengthen your personal worth. And we have been going through this pretty quick. We just went through 39 of the 52, which means we are in the final stretch. And this is called Encourage. As you grow your personal worth account, you must continually fuel yourself with encouragement. Respond to thoughts of quitting, nagging doubt, feelings of inadequacy, or the encroachment of a victim mindset with encouragement. Encourage yourself by shifting your perspective, developing personal motivation, and remembering your past victories. So we're on number 40, and it's called Firefighter. You're a problem solver first. What are you second? Fill the blank in for yourself. Problems are inevitable. They can pop up like small wildfires and raging forest fires. If you aren't ready to respond, they can consume you and your personal worth account. Learn to be a professional problem solver, like a firefighter, a police officer. Prepare yourself to solve problems. Allow extra time for unexpected fires so you can put them out quickly and then keep moving forward. Equipping yourself as a firefighter can reduce the impact of expected and unforeseen fires. Additionally, problem solving can make large deposits into your personal worth account. For every new problem has the potential to be another deposit. The takeaway from this, we will always face problems, so learn to enjoy and get good at solving problems. Embrace your inner firefighter. Of course, I am a police officer's wife, so I'll say, or a police officer. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and thank you, by the way. And just remember, in life, we do have to show up when we're not feeling our best. And yeah, definitely not a good night for me at all. But I knew I had to be here for you, and we just have to do our best. Someone said that they loved the 4 Agreements book I was talking about earlier, and they were going to pass it along to their kids when they went to work today. I love that. Little things that we drop in for you and educate you on. So let me tell you the next 2 days. Thursday, tomorrow, we are going to have Kasia Satars, Kasia from Canada, and we're going to talk about her clinic health and wellness in Canada. We're going to talk about her life as a fitness model. We're going to talk about concussions, overcoming. I got a little dizzy there for a second. I still have my concussion symptoms that happened. I don't think that had anything to do with me getting sick last night. It was the food poisoning, which if you're just tuning in, that's why I'm at home. We have a lot of things, concussions overcoming those. Again, her health aspect, the retreats that she runs, all these cool things. And I love the fact that we're reaching into Canada and all of her new fans will be watching our show. I'm going to be on hers coming up as well, and we'll share that with you. And then on Friday, it's the big makeover show I've been waiting for at the Vault. So the ladies at the Vault, I cannot wait for you to see that store if you've never been in Brentwood. Very, very high-end luxury, but not with the crazy high-end ticket, right? The high-end value, but not the crazy high price. If you've never been in there, I highly encourage you to go in. If you've never seen it, you're going to see it all play out on Friday with some of my clients. I want to thank. They've been waiting for this. So it's the before and after that we're going to show you and the potential that you have. So some fun things to come. And then, of course, next Monday, we're going to go back to Ask the Doctor with Dr. Charles Willie. So don't forget to tell me any questions or any comments that you want to have for him, because he's every Monday, and you've been asking some good questions, but I'd love to maybe sometimes give him some of your questions in advance because he'd like to research some of those things. So thank you all, by the way. Oh, Michelle just popped on from Baltimore on her way to Malta. I hope you have a great one, my friend. Julie, makeover show. Yes, it's going to be a fun one, and you'll be able to see yourself in the before and after, I hope. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Can't wait for the next 2 days and then back at it next week. And don't forget, if you ever have a particular topic or guest you would like for me to talk to, I'm going to shoot my email for you right here one more time at the bottom of the screen, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Don't forget to purchase your tickets to join us November 4th. Go to my website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Click on what's new. Thank you to Tina Adams, Brian Adams for being our moderators today. I love you both dearly. I just love the blessings let me push it up there, the blessings I have around me. And if you hadn't seen the Know Your Value sweatshirt, and thank you so much for making that for me. Tina, you don't need a makeover. You are stunningly gorgeous. I love you. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. Have an incredible day. Remember, go out, be anything you want to be in the world, but before you're anything, be kind. God bless you.